Welcome. What's up, y'all? Welcome to this live stream this evening. We have a very special guest here that will be sharing his experiences with us. Shout out to my husband, King Lou TV, Mr. King Lou. And I'll make sure like I mute as well, when it's time for you to talk. So um not sure who's ready to enter this stream, you know. But anyway, yeah, we just definitely want to talk about how black men got it hard nowadays and how we was talking about in the stream earlier how most black people are evil and stuff like that. And King Lou shared a little bit of his experiences um with being a black man in the city of Chicago, having to work for a black owned company that was just what you say? They was extremely selfish, evil, they overwork. And then it's crazy because the majority of the black men that was working with you, they didn't want to speak up. They wanted to be overworked. But maybe you can introduce yourself, go ahead and share your experiences and stuff. I'll mute.
What's up, y'all? It's King Lou TV, man. And I'm actually looking up some statistics and things before I start speaking. But um, obviously, y'all know who I am. I've experienced a lot of racism, different things like that, being a black man in Chicago growing up. I just wanted to speak because I was in the chat earlier. And I seen a lot of people saying, like I was making excuses, this and that, et cetera, et cetera. But, just like Charleston White said, it was never really fair for us black men. And I know I just have a very wild journey to explain that I've experienced working for black owned businesses. You know, man, it's just my experience is the reason why I speak about things. I never speak from them. I never speak about things like this just from assuming or just from reading some numbers on the online. Like everything that I've experienced is really from my, things that I went through, right? So, yeah, man, I'm gonna throw it back to her and see like where you want me to start off at, or like, you know what I'm saying? Type.
Well, basically, how was your upbringing? You know, um, how hard did you have it? It's the biggest question. You know, growing up as a black child, black little boy, like how difficult was it for you? Was it difficult for you at all? You know, you
Well,
start
yeah.
from there.
Well, yeah, it was, growing up in Chicago, a lot of young men, I feel, especially in Chicago, we suffer from the after effect of them separating our fathers from our mothers. Unfortunately, I feel like if you ask a lot of black males or men, in Chicago that participate in a lot of this violence that, just resided here for a long time, they can also agree that a lot of us grew up in the system that takes children from their mothers, and it separated our fathers out of the home. So once our fathers got separated, we automatically ran into the streets. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna blame nobody for my decision to be in the streets, but I know a lot of the guns, a lot of the drugs that was planted in the hoods that a
So
lot of a lot of us,
so
huh?
yeah. So I ain't trying to cut you off. So
Okay.
basically, you saying that you was raised in the system. Like, well, you your parents lost you to the system and you was raised in foster care or by your grandparents.
Both really. Started in foster care, different homes and stuff like that. And then as I got older, I ended up with my grandparents.
So basically you ended up with your grandparents. Did you have it hard when you lived with your grandparents?
Yeah, I feel like being that they were older, um, I feel like it was kind of hard to keep up with me as a younger, I was a lot younger, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, it was difficult. No disrespect to my grandparents, but I just feel like, of course, with younger parents, I feel like it'd be more easier to, raise a younger man, you know.
When did you get your first job? Shout out to Storm Clark in the live
Facts.
stream.
Shout out to Storm. My first
When did
job.
you end up get like how old was you when you got your first job? And was it easy or was it hard for you to get the job?
That's a great question. I think I got my first job in my early 20s. It had to be like 21, 22. That might be late for a lot of people, but it was easy. I've always been a fast learner, so it wasn't like hard for me, but I can't really go back to that exact job that it was to say if it was hard or not. But yeah, it started like late 20s, something like that.
Oh, okay. Um, so what happened as to why you stopped working that job?
Um, like I said, I don't even remember what my first job was. I promise you I don't. But it was more than likely probably this living situation. I was kind of all over the place, well, a lot of people don't know, but when you don't have actual parents in your life, it's not like you just coming home every day. You know what I mean? Like when you get out of school
Mhm.
growing up, whether you in grammar school or high school, you coming home to your mom and dad. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it was different for me because I might end up at one of my uncle's houses or one of my auntie's houses, or it'll just depend on like the timing we talking about. Um, it was very rough trying to keep a consistent job. I could say I remember it was kind of rough trying to keep a job though.
But that's my biggest question. So why was it difficult to keep a job? Was it the distance? Was it the job itself? Was it the employers? What?
I just think it was just the upbringing of me not having that solidified direction. You know what I mean? And I say direction like no, not taking anything away from my grandparents, but I just feel like I would have listened to my father better. You know what I mean? So I was getting wisdom from them. I was getting wisdom from people. But I just didn't it didn't hit me like it would have if I was speaking with my father. You know what I mean? So I feel like just not being guided through life and through knowing how to keep a job made me, kind of like, well, I would say made it a little rough for me. So I would say just not really knowing how to work a job, learning how to work a job, working the job. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I feel.
So you feel like you was just like the experience for you. It, you just ain't have that experience to be able to work yet, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after that, when it was time for you to try to find other jobs, what was it hard for you to get other jobs as an adult, as a black man, being an adult?
Well, yeah. I mean, if we fast forward, unfortunately, I made some bad decisions when I was 18. I caught 4 felony charges. You know what I'm saying? So I was pretty hard headed. So through my early 20s, I was kind of paying for that. From not knowing that the charges will hinder me getting a job. I didn't know that. I didn't know I was gonna have to result in going to temp agencies and having to know somebody that knows somebody to get in a job. So I can say I made it harder than it would have been for myself. Um, but as speeding up to date, I mean, it was definitely rough for me. Um, because if it wasn't, I just feel like my biggest problem that messed me up with getting a job as a black man growing up or getting to my young adult age, it was just the support, man. I feel like it was the lack of support. We all need a little hand sometimes. We all need a little push. And I feel like I always gave up because I didn't have that. I didn't have that extra push to where like I could have made it to work next week, but I just needed a little hand. Or um even with discipline, I feel like I wasn't disciplined enough because I was still indulging in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't disciplined enough either. So um both of those I feel like made it rough. On top of what they designed that I start to learn as I'm still learning today how the world is actually targeted towards black men, that the systems and all that. So
Yeah, that's exactly where I was about to get to because I wanted to ask you, coming from a black man's perspective, you know, and I feel like
Mhm.
that is exactly why it's very important for us to have a black man that grew up without his parents, that ran to the streets for guidance, that turned his life around though, by the way, and is a amazing, amazing man, a great father, um, a man of God. I was gonna ask you like, so how difficult is it as a black man in America, you know, because a lot of people really don't understand, they don't get it, you know. They don't see the challenges that you have to face like I see. I see the challenges that you have to face, and I feel for you and other black men out there that really have it hard, like seriously. A lot of
Mhm.
people, they don't want to help you just based off of your gender. They feel like, oh, you a man, so a man should be able to do what a man should be able to do. You need to get out here. You need to put your best foot forward. You need to try harder. You need to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Mhm.
how hard and how difficult is it for you as a black man in America?
Man, it's crazy, man. I think right now I've had slumps trying to search for employment as a black man, especially here in Chicago. But I feel like today, if we speed up to date right now, it's never been as hard to get employment as it is now. Um, the odds are against me, man. I mean, like I hate to say it, but it's hard to go search for a job when you got the YNs and the ONs, you know what I'm saying? Like just willing, not willing, but just looking for somebody to be a target, like another black man. You got the black man, just ready to aim and kill. Then you got other black men and women like Ant Dog that just ready to call you lazy, but not really understand like what you really have to go through and or do to, you know what I'm saying, like get right. I chose to go the right way, so it's taking a lot longer. But I mean, I've never been a lazy kind of person. I've worked jobs. You know, I was a machine operator, forklift, all of that. You know what I mean? I've been all of that, but I just feel like my obstacles is kind of crazy because once I make it to the job, hopefully, if they like me enough as a black man, I can get hired. You know what I'm saying? That's the next part. So it's like once I get my transportation squared away and the company that I'm going to squared away, hopefully I'm presentable enough for them because I've never had the suit attire and all that. I just know how to carry myself and speak as you hear me speaking now. When it comes down to talking to professionals, about getting a job. But yeah, man, I mean, right now I hurt myself at my last job, so I'm actually in physical therapy right now. So it's like I want to jump back in there. I'm doing applications. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm still gonna keep trying. I'm not finna give up. But I mean, I wish I could show everybody right now how many jobs denied me and didn't accept me. Um, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like everybody like get a job, get a job, get a job, but they gotta understand like as a black man, it's not as easy for other black men like Ant Dog. He may have a felony charge, but he may have resources that can put him in that position to where he's good. I live in Chicago, right? So the hardest thing about being a black man in Chicago, I would say, is the crime. That's what y'all don't understand. It's the crime. I've had situations where niggas pulled up on me with guns out, and they mistaken identity. They like, oh, they ain't even him pull off. You know what I'm saying? I'm still having to deal with these type of men mugging me everywhere I go. So it's like, man, I gotta make sure I'm going up the right block at the right time. And I gotta make sure I'm back in the crib on the right block at the right time. Cause I don't got a Ferrari. I ain't got a Rolls Royce. I don't have a vehicle, let alone even a bike. So when you walking, you gotta tread lightly in Chicago, man. So I feel like the crime makes it kind of rough for us black men that are trying, that aren't lazy, that will, put those 8 hours in or whatever the case to feed our families. It's just hard, and then when you got governors like the mayor saying it ain't no crime, when it's like, what I'm saying, I'm going to get pull-ups. You heard me on the phone. I'm going down the street to the Family Dollar to get pull-ups, and I'm walking past gunshots. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to get a job, but I don't want to die over trying to get a job because I love my family. I know my family need me. You know what I'm saying? But is it hard for a black man? Yeah, because like I said, like even if the manager is black, if she don't like me or if he don't like me, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? They more than likely gonna call their nephew and give him the position and just be like, yeah, I know you tried to call him, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So um yeah, it's not easy, man. Especially out here in Chicago, man. I just got used to it and I just make it work. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm reading the comments and shout out to Lovey. Um Shout out to everybody that's in the live stream that totally understand exactly where he's coming from. First and foremost, I want to say it is 2025. Okay. There is a lot going on. Donald Trump has been signing executive orders after executive orders. He is making it harder for a lot of Americans. And it's really not just black people, bro. It's like people all across. And just because y'all able to keep y'all jobs and stuff don't mean that, that it works for everybody else as well. Just because what work for you doesn't mean that it's gonna work for everybody else. Mind you, we live
Well,
in
I wanted
Chicago,
to
Illinois.
could I add in real quick because I had seen Ant Dog saying thing. I got 8 felonies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not proud to say that. I'm not. I don't want a pity party or nothing. But I got 8 felonies, bro. So like, you know what I'm saying? I was hard headed when I was hard headed. But my point is, don't get me twisted from me explaining my story with my wife on the stream, y'all. Like, I'm not a weak brother. God got me. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't never gave up. I just wanted to say that because I was reading the comments too.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, for the people that, it's diabolical when people really believe that you still being lazy in 2025. Do you not know how many people wish that they can work to support their families right now? It is so hard, for real. Shout out to Lovey. You said start your own business. So there's two things that we have been doing that we actually have been doing since the beginning of 2021, um, which is a cleaning company and snow removal. And we came up with this on our own. Now, at first, business was booming, and all of a sudden, our own people, hateful, evil, black, demonic folks, literally brought us down all out of jealousy, all out of hate. They didn't like what we were doing. And actually, our pricing was extremely good and very cheap. Black people are so greedy nowadays that they make everything expensive. So what we were doing for our community was cheap prices, but you always got them haters and stuff. People was hating on us and they brought us down and they put us out the put us down, threw us under the bus, lied on us, all type of stuff. And it made it so hard for us to get customers. Nobody wanted to deal with us anymore. Like, man, people just don't understand the stuff that we've really been through, man. Real talk. And ever since then, what we did was we just sat down somewhere and we like, you know what, we're gonna come up with different ideas and how we can make create these two businesses a lot more better than how it was before. Now we were working on getting our LLC for sure. The thing is, before we did it, we was picking up a lot of customers first. And we were doing good and we were working towards the LLC, but they literally, man, people are just so hateful and evil and jealous. Like, it is just crazy. Y'all ever heard that song by Akon? Nobody wanna see us together. Man, they didn't want to see us together.
But
They
it
didn't want
don't
to see us
matter now.
doing good things together, things for the community. Like, they just, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy, especially here in Chicago, man. Real talk. Um, and I want to say this: 2025. It is not. It's not easy. It is just extremely hard for a lot of people out here. You know, there's times where we have to go without. We have to go without eating to make sure our child eats. Seriously. Like, we make sure she eats. She does not starve, you know? And I'm seeing that this is happening in a lot of households now, and it's sad. And yes, I do cry sometimes because these babies shouldn't have to go through this. These kids shouldn't have to go through this. We as parents, as the parents, shouldn't have to go through this. But, I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know um why make it tough for a lot of people out here. But then I think about it and I say, you know what? Honestly, it kinda is good that we are going through this. I know it sound crazy, y'all, but you gotta think about it. We in the end times, man. It ain't nothing but preparation. Nothing but preparation for the end. And I'm surprised that a lot of people really still believe in a man's that, oh, just get a job. Do you not know that AI is finna take over all of these jobs to the point where nobody is about to have anything at all? And
Yeah.
and we need to just wait on it because the food shortage is coming. You
Hmm.
know, Carl says food insecurity. We are fucking hungry. You know, I'm gonna be 100. Like, we had went in the store, the grocery store before. This was the time I went with you. We went to the grocery store, and the food, they were getting low on the freaking food. And people was looking for the same exact product we were looking for. They didn't have it in stock for a minute. And when you look around the whole store, a lot of the products just wasn't stocked. I'm just
I mean, you gotta remember, man. When I had went to grab you a Snicker that day, a Snicker bar is $2.29. So it's like everything is extremely different now. But like as far as the journey I'm on, like the journey I'm on as a father, as a husband, as a black man in the world, I mean, it's tough, man. But when you got God, you know what I mean? Like me, my wife, she said this earlier when I had to go to the store. She said, I don't know how you could do it, man. She said, I don't know how you could do it. And man, I'm so used to just letting God guide me in life that I don't even realize that I'll be walking through the streets of Chicago when I gotta go get my family something, or I gotta go get groceries, or I gotta go do this. I'll just be talking to her on the phone, and she'd just be like, "Man, baby, I'm just so grateful for you." It seemed like every time I come back home, she always just remind me, like, "I'm so grateful for you because you will literally do this, you will do that." So one thing I could say that I love, even though I'm a black man experiencing so many different obstacles to try to throw me off, God keeps me one. You know what I mean? He always keep me like one. Like no matter what I go through, no matter how rough it may be, no matter how, you know what I'm saying? Like you would never really see me being the old me. Like I'm okay with it. I remember growing up, man, guys, the younger guys, man, they'll talk about you if you say you believe in God. But I grew to be a young man to say, man, I'll never be afraid to say I believe in God. I don't care about the tattoos y'all see and none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I really am a firm man of God, and I feel like through all the hardships that I'm going through from fighting, I'm fighting child support right now. I'm actually in physical therapy trying to heal so I can go back into the working field. I'm still trying to get another job. I'm still trying to, I'm doing so many different things, but like God got me. You feel what I'm saying? And I realized a long time ago that whether I was broke or not, I always had a rich spirit. You feel me? Like, so it's like, man, it gets difficult. I feel like one of the most difficult things is like when I do see my own race kind of like look down on me. It's tough, man. You know what I mean? It don't hinder me to stop. I just be kind of, of course I'll be disappointed. Cause it's like, come on now, like you a black brother just like me. Why you looking down on me, bro? Or you a black woman, I'm a black brother. You know what I mean? Like, why you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Why you being like that? You feel what I'm saying? But then you understand in the world, like it's different type of people, good people, bad people, real people, fake people. So you just keep going. But yeah, I have been kind of like trying not to really pay close attention to, you know what I mean, like my struggles in my life. But I just felt like I asked my wife to put me on her because I'm like, man, I wanted to talk so bad in her stream earlier because I'm like, nah, bro, ain't no excuses being made, bro. I don't make excuses because I'm the type of dude, I don't even give up. You know what I'm saying? I don't give up. If it's hard or if I fail and I could try again, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying. You know what I'm saying? So
trust
it's
me,
like, you know what I'm
trust
saying?
me. Look, I'm very picky with who I get with. Like I thought that I was with the right person a long time ago. I was in a 9-year relationship with somebody that I thought I knew, and the whole time I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So that ended up going horrible, you know. But I'm with a great man. Like I'm with a great man all through the relationship since day one, man. He is a great man, a great father. He has not been in any police trouble. He don't have no recent felonies. All of the felonies that he got is way from the past, what you say, 18,
Hmm.
19 years old. And
18.
unfortunately, we make bad decisions, like somebody said in the live stream. We make bad decisions. I have a felony on my background as well. I made a horrible decision. And that type of stuff will catch up with you, you know. But we
Mhm.
not bad people. Just because we made bad decisions in the past, that's a part of our journey. You know, all of us, we got our own journey. And people that they
Facts.
don't understand that because they feel like, well, everything's going right in my life, so why isn't it going right in yours? Obviously, you're doing something wrong. No, 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 no. We're just we taking the journey. Y'all taking the
Right.
destination. You know, y'all going along the destination. We're going along our own journeys. Um,
Yeah.
you know, he is a great man though, honestly, y'all, you know.
And you a
And
great woman, and you a great woman, and you know what? I like this stream for sure now too because it's like I want to see us as a culture just like love each other as men and women, and you ain't gotta be in a relationship. You know, I think DB said he's finna get married Friday, and this is for all walks of life, man. I ain't just finna make it about us, but I wanna signal us out because we showed so much hate towards each other, right? We show so much dysfunction towards each other, you know, to where it's like, come on now, like could we pick it up? Could we do better? So I want to start in this stream and say, you know, you're a great woman. You're an amazing black woman. I know a lot of black men be out there, man. I'll never date a black woman in my life again. You can't trust them. Woo woo. Like, no, you can, bro. It's good black women out there, bro. And I just want to show y'all by this seeing this right here. This is real love right here, bro. We done been through it all. I done been homeless with this girl. You know what I'm saying? I didn't struggle with her. I didn't had it flashy with her. You know what I mean? I didn't pulled up on her in the truck. I didn't been up with her and down with her. But right now, we on a journey. We on a walk with God. You know what I'm saying? Like we on a walk with God right now. And man, I'm talking about times is getting rough, man. But God, He making it work for us, man. And I just want to see more unity in our culture, bro. For real, to be honest. Like I'm tired of like talking to my girl on the phone and coming back home and she like, man, so how was it? And it's like, well, I only had an interaction with a white man and he was cool, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm surrounded, I live in a predominantly black area and my own kind is like, it's crazy, man. But I want us to be an example for y'all out there, y'all couples out there, baby mamas and baby daddies, black, everybody all around the world, man. Love is strong, y'all. Like, let it control you. Let God lead you first. And then, like, love, man. Love somebody, respect somebody, man. Forgive somebody. You feel me? Like, and everything gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know which way to go right now with this topic, but I know, like, yeah, because we talking about how it is for us black men. It's like it's crazy, man. You got the black woman against us, the black man against us. You know what I'm saying? The white man against us, white woman, all the other cultures. You know what I'm saying? Like,
then then
I
the
mean,
systems at that, you know what I'm
and then you
saying?
got the
Like
systems that's created for us. The child support system is created to where if you don't pay your money, you're going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's crazy, man. But all I can say is, especially being from Chicago, y'all don't see me on here talking about don't send the National Guards. Y'all don't, I'm very disappointed in this governor and this mayor right now. I don't do the politics stuff, but I just know what's real. I've been out here. I'm 34. I grew up in the 90s, but like I seen a whole lot. I seen the drill culture get created to where like now it's just insane, bro, and it's taking our black brothers away, man, our black younger brothers away. I think I just heard about a 15-year-old or something getting killed out here in Chicago, man. And it's like it's
nothing
crazy, bro.
but
Like
kids and teenagers getting killed out here, and it's sad. It is
it's
so sad.
crazy.
It's sick. Like we fear for, you know, our children, but um we keep our child close to us as much as possible. Real talk.
Well,
Um
we feel
I
for
don't
the
want to put her in
children,
school.
you know.
I do not want to put her in school. I want I want to continue to homeschool. I want her home. I don't even want her at school.
Straight up. Now I was saying like we fear for the children because like what I was seeing like some young kids just got killed, bro. I think it was a 7 year old or something like that too. You know what I mean? I feel bad for the people that don't have God, so I do hope that we can rub off on a lot of y'all and just find God, bro. Like one thing about me, man, that I definitely try to teach my wife is like nothing could break me. So I want her to rub. I want to rub off on her and let like ain't nothing gonna break her. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've been looking at the comments. I guess I'll try to, probably pick up a few of them. You said, wow, they so dumb out there. Well, I mean, I'm not going to insult nobody. I don't do that no more. I don't insult people no more. But I wouldn't say they dumb, man. You got to think about the fatherlessness that's running the communities. You got to think about the deaf music that's running the
It's
city
it's
of
the
Chicago.
parenting. I mean, it is the
Hmm.
parenting. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
the
Like the
mothers though, because
parenting is
it's
horrible.
not the fathers. The fathers ain't we ain't even able to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's the mothers feeling like they can raise these young men that's grabbing these switches. They think they can raise these young men, but they can't, man. You need a man like just like with our daughters. If a father feel like he can cut the mom off, you can't. She needs a woman. She needs her mother to raise her, not another woman or nothing like that. So I feel like when it comes to the crime in Chicago, it's severely bad because the fatherlessness, bro. But ain't no fathers be able to stay there because of the systematic racism that they created. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the moms, they angry, man. They're angry. They're yelling at these young men going out here taking it out on the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say, man. And it's a sad case, but blind leading the blind for sure, man. It's like I don't know. You just gotta want to be right. I hung around guys that was wrong, y'all. I've been locked up in Cook County Jail, Division 9 Supermax, Division 11 School Wing. I done been in some treacherous areas in my life, y'all. But it is about decision though. Like you gotta just want better for yourself too, and you gotta be able to see better too though. A lot of stuff that was in place for us young black men out here, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of them ain't got nothing else but to go outside and hang and grab the guns. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that comment when he said, why are they so ignorant out here?
Um, the same. Like I really feel like it at this point. Yeah, it is fatherlessness, but like we said, the fathers ain't even in the household. So how can we really blame the fathers if they not there? The kids are being raised now by they're being raised by their mothers. But honestly, I've seen an article where it says more children are being raised by their grandparents at this point. You want to know why?
Hmm.
Because the parents are walking away from their kids. They can't do it. They cannot take it anymore.
Facts.
Parenting has become so weak now, like, I mean, they are allowing social media to raise their children and the school system. And it's just that. It's like social media and the school system. That's it. Or the kids are raising themselves. I look outside my
Facts.
window right now, y'all, and I'm telling you, these kids be outside. They be playing. They play all night long. They come outside at 8, 9 p.m. and they stay out until almost 12 midnight. Little children.
Facts.
Little children, and we talking as small as 1 years old. I'm not lying to y'all. It is so sick and it's so sad to see. The crazy part about it is the police are literally they sit here in the neighborhood and they watch over the neighborhood, but they do nothing when they see these little children playing outside. They do nothing. If I was a police officer, I'm gonna have to find the parents. Not find FIND, FINE. Find your ass. Because
Hmm.
something gotta give. You know, once upon a time there was a curfew set in place, for the
Facts.
children, but they lifted the damn curfew here in Chicago. How sick is that? The mayor don't even want the kids to have a damn curfew, you know? It's no such thing. They can be out all night committing crimes if they want to, you know?
Mhm.
And then most importantly, the audacity for this man to say, "Oh, there is no crime," brother. I mean, we hear gunshots all the time. We hear gunshots. We hear the ambulance. The man, you name it. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
And Chicago is getting worse. If you ask me, it didn't got to the point where I have never in my life stayed in the house as much as I do. You can ask my husband, man. I do not. I always want to get outside, but I just
Facts.
can't. It's like I can't even go outside because I don't want to. It's not because I'm forcing myself. It's like I don't want to no more. There's nothing out there, man. It's nothing out there except violence. And if you're not outside early in the morning during the day, while the children are in school and stuff like that, then you SOL. We literally have to navigate through our neighborhood around the times where school is in session. And
Mhm.
and and we talking in the dates, not the afternoon, you know, because even while school is in session, the traffic is crazy around a certain time. It's like between,
Facts.
always between 12 and what, 6 p.m., 12 p.m., 6
Mhm.
p.m. Traffic is
So
diabolical. People outside, everybody start coming outside at the same time. Matter of fact, they start coming out around 11:30 a.m. And then even
yeah,
when kids is in school, people was just out here wilding. And it's like you gotta either you stay put in the house or you just go somewhere else in another neighborhood, maybe like another city. Usually we will go outside of our city and go to the
most
suburbs
time.
and just get a peace of mind. And that's just sad that you can't even be in your own city.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to disturb our peace, especially the black man. But I see Katie was saying that she's from
Mm.
Chicago or whatnot. I have been reading the comments. My bad, y'all. Katie said that
Yeah.
she's from Chicago. I seen a few people like I think it was Carl that said he was from Chicago. Shout out to
Yeah.
everybody from Chicago or that's in Chicago on this live stream. Shout out to the respectful people in the live stream. All
Facts.
all respect to everybody. And we just trying to tell our little story, just help people to understand who we are, where we came from, where we live, stuff like that, and how
Mhm.
hard it is for us. And people need to understand this too. You know, even when you do get a job, like even when first of all, I do want to say this, right? It's a little too personal, but I don't even care at this point. I have three gigs, three jobs, right? And all of them are delivery jobs. Great delivery jobs. I had my vehicle and that delivery jobs broke my doggone vehicle down so bad to the point where I have been out of work for
Yeah.
months at a time. You think we could call on family to help? Nope, they don't. They don't want to help. They don't even want to give you a penny. You can't even call on family to give you some food. Just simply, you
Mhm.
hungry, you want to eat. Can you please send the food here? I'm not asking for no money. They don't even want to do that.
Straight up.
Family is so selfish that, they tell you when you tell them your situation, you say, look, I still got my jobs, never lost my jobs, just cars just messed up right now. So they're letting everybody else drive their vehicle and stuff like that. So can I drive I will make sure that I keep gas in your car and stuff like that for you. I got my driver's license, I'm a great driver at that. Crazy drivers out here for sure. They are, man, Chicago got some psychotic drivers. But at the same time though, they told me no. They told me no to everything. They tell us no to everything. So we have to cut them off, man. We got to cut these people off. And we literally just got to just stick together through it all. Real talk. And
That's
then
it.
on top of that, a lot of people still don't understand how hard it is when you fighting the system. People don't know us so much that they don't know that we got 6 children, but we only got custody of one because the system snatched five of our kids away. and kept them in the system for 6.5 years. And we've been fighting the fight. I'm telling you, like we've completed everything these people asked us to complete, and yet and still they've been holding our children hostage away from us, making things harder from us for us. We have had to leave jobs, quit jobs, get fired from jobs because of the system, because they want it their way or the highway. And
Hmm.
they know that we love our children. They know that we'll do anything for our children. So what they do, they try to make it harder for us. They create obstacles and things like that. You know what I'm saying? They say,
Hmm.
"Oh, well, you want to see your kids, right? Well, I have to work. I love my children. You know what I'm saying? We love the heck out of our kids. We always visit them. But look, listen, we got a household that we got to take care of. We got a child. We got to, oh, well, you don't see your kids, then you can't get your kids back. But we have done literally everything that y'all asked us to.
Hmm.
Every service they asked us to complete. I'm telling y'all, DCFS, CPS is a very corrupt system. And I don't wish it
Yeah.
on my worst enemy. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. I'm telling you, my children are suffering. They're suffering in this evil, wicked system. They being brainwashed and stuff like that by these people. People lying on us. These people are literally doing this because they hate us. They not
Yeah.
doing it because of what we haven't done. We done everything. Even our attorneys are great attorneys. You know, we are being railroaded at this point by this evil, wicked system. They just want to see a black man and a black woman run around in circles and then turn around and say, "Oh, it's you. You're the problem. It's y'all." They say stuff like, "Oh, they be making YouTube videos." Now our YouTube videos is an issue. What does that have to do with us getting our children home? Stop making YouTube videos. Stop. They don't want us to talk about the truth, y'all. They want us to be quiet.
Yeah.
Whatever y'all do not believe that DCFS or CPS is a great system. Children don't belong there. They don't. They belong with their parents, you know?
Hmm.
And yeah, we pray every morning, but if it's God's will, he will let it be. If God want us to reunite with our children, he will let that happen. So it's the fact that, it's the fact that we have it so hard and people really don't even know. We still keep a smile on our face, through it all, still happy, still know how to enjoy life. Um, but
Hmm.
things is rough behind the scenes at the same time, you know. Not only just that, but when you got a black man that's fighting, I mean, I'm telling you, you got a black man fighting to get a job, fighting child support and DCFS at the same time.
I was just gonna say that. I was
That's
just gonna say, like, not only am I fighting the CPS system, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing child support too, and I know a lot of people, a lot of ignorant people in the comments. They want to hear me play victim or hear her play victim, but I'm not apologizing. But we not playing victim. We don't play victim. You know what I'm saying? Reparations is probably would help y'all, man. But you know what? We got something that a lot of y'all need, and that's God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through some of the roughest times right now. Like, a lot of the live stream I already heard. If you want to hear it, you're gonna have to rewind. But I mean, it's the journey, right? I mean, if we knew how our life would turn out, you know what I'm saying? We would probably try to fast forward, or we would probably try to do this and do that, but it's the journey. It is the good times and the bad times and the ups and the downs and the bumps in the road that's going to mold us into the people that we need to be. But I mean, like me and my wife been saying to each other, like, yeah, this ain't, going through what we going through. My mom got stage 4 cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, my family is just getting sick, bro. Like, I'm fighting child support. I'm going to physical therapy because I need to work. Things is kind of looking a little funny since I stopped working. So it's like, man, then the car was messing up. It was just so many different things. And I just want to help another brother or a family out there to understand. I want to really help the brothers that's leading the families out there to understand, like, bro, once you give it to God, bro, I don't care what you're going through, you're gonna get through it, bro. And it's gonna be hard, bro. Trust me. These days be hard. You know what I'm saying? These days be extremely hard. And people be extremely negative towards whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about, it put me to the point where I could have did two things, y'all. I could have turned back to the streets, you know what I'm saying, and picked up a pole and tried to get out how I live, or just turn to God and say, man, look, like my wife say, like I know, like a lot of y'all saying in the comments, like if it's God's will, He'll let it be. If God want me to work, and He know, God know me by my fruit. He know I want to work. He know I want my kids back. He know, you know what I'm saying. I've repented to the wrong things that I've done. You know what I'm saying? He knows me. So it's like, if he wanted to be, it's gonna be. But if it's not, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Um, but the slack that we gotta go through, the slack that we take and the things that we gotta hear and go through, it is unfortunate, y'all, because everybody that has a good label on them don't mean that they're good people. You know what I'm saying? So let me tell y'all, like, it's a lot of people like MVP Kobe out here, and I call them type of people demons. You got nice demons, you got loving demons, you got caring demons, you got funny demons. It's all different types of demonic people out here. So you just gotta make sure that you steer away from them and you dodge them and you keep dodging them, because at the end of the day, they hated they hated Jesus, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I noticed that a lot of people hate people that do right. I ain't gonna lie. Like, once you say, man, I ain't gonna be a bad, like, especially me as a black brother, I get so many people that look at me, they look at the tats, they look at me and they like, it ain't no way this brother ain't gang banging and sagging, bro. Why is this man pants pulled up? Why he ain't saying
And
don't
that's
fold them
exactly
grave?
what the issue
You
is.
know what
They
I'm saying?
can't believe it.
They be hating me though. They be hating the fact that it's like he's speaking like he got common sense. He's not sagging. He got his shirt tucked in. He's taking accountability. Like, what? Like, I don't like this black man. So you know what I'm saying? I understand. I see what Jesus went through, bro. Like, I feel like a lot of people hate me because I didn't choose the route that those brothers chose when they was telling the National Guards don't come here because they got switches. I ain't choose that route. I'm on the other side with the black man in Chicago that got sense. Like, no, bring them National Guards out here. You know what I'm saying? I would hope that it would change. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. So I do let people judge me from how I look, though. I love when people judge me from how I look, because I'll be looking like, all right, now watch when I start talking, or watch when you start realizing that I'm not them guys on the corner. Not no more. You know what I'm saying? I turned my life around. So it's like, man, this journey is this journey is painful. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you gotta take the pain with the progress at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, I just be trying not to let people throw off my guide. Being a father and being a husband, man, it's a different task that I have on me every day. Um, and it's like, man, I just try to stay focused, man. I ain't gonna lie. I just try to stay focused, man. I try not to let, you know, um, nothing throw me off or send me back, even though I'm still dealing with racism. I think I'm dealing with racism more now in 2025 than I ever dealt with in my life. Um, They want me to be an angry black man so bad, y'all. They want me to be an angry, thugged out black man so bad, y'all. But God got he already got me, y'all. So, you know, too bad for them. Too bad for the negativity that people may put in the comments. Um, I don't care no more. All I care about is making sure this woman right here, my woman that's next to me in this live stream, she good, and my daughter that's upstairs sleep is good. If God grants me a chance to get my other kids, then I'm gonna do the same for them. I'm gonna make sure I'm there for them. But like, man, I learned a lot. I want to help somebody in this live stream. I want to help the brothers for sure, man. Like, it's just keep y'all heads up, like y'all telling us. keep y'all heads up too, man. Because it's funny how we the ones that get the best advice. It seemed like we got to fight the strongest battles, especially when we not around people. You know, you got the devil trying to pull you back in, and what the guy say? He said, "Man, I got my own flesh." You know what I'm saying? I got my own desires. You know what I'm saying? So we fighting between that, and we fighting between the stuff that we need. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Like I just wanted to give my spiel as a black man in Chicago, growing up 34, you know what I'm saying? Like all of us ain't bad, y'all. All of us ain't bad, y'all. That's all I can say. And
Yeah,
I'm from the
facts.
hundreds and the low end too. So me and my girl, we didn't almost lived all around, especially me.
Definitely, I'm all around from the city of Chicago, man. If you ask me, I probably stayed on the far south side of Chicago, majority, you know, of living in Chicago, and
Hmm.
all over, man. And it is just you. Honestly, I wish we could leave right now.
Me
I
too.
wish we could leave right now. I would love to, but all that's going on in this world is like honestly, it don't matter where you go. You know, people are just so corrupted in the minds that people just people gonna be people. You know,
It's
something
different
is
type of people
seriously
out here,
wrong
man.
with the world, huh?
I say it's different type of people out here, man. I learned that from traveling. I learned that from traveling. You know, I traveled like 5 different states. So like then I was doing door to door sales. You feel what I'm saying? So like I've met a lot of it's a lot of different type of people out here on this earth, man. Um, from like experience wise, it's like extremely violent people. When I was doing door to door sales, knocking on doors, people pointing they pointing their gun at the door, telling me to leave because they like, oh, that's the racist crib. You wasn't supposed to knock on that door. Then it was in a very positive way. I'm doing door to door sales, knocking on doors, and it was a very nice family that let me sit in their crib and made me a sandwich. So it's like it's so many different type of people in this world, but I just try to be what I want to attract. You know what I mean? That's why I'll be trying to rub off on my wife, and you know what I'm saying. I'll try to be who I want to attract. Tammy, I don't know if you talking to her or me. I ain't never go to Calumet. I don't know Robert K. I don't know if you talking to her. Like I don't know what you're talking about. All right. So I just want to say that
I
because I
didn't go to
know
Calumet, but I had family that went to. Is it Calumet? Is Calumet? I forgot, man. But yeah, I think I have family that
Calumet
went
is in the
there.
hundreds. I think is it? No, it's not. I don't know. I don't know.
Honestly, I forgot, but I know it is a school named Calumet. Um, Chasing Travels, I really, really, really appreciate your kind words and everybody in
Yeah,
this
man,
in
for
this
sure,
stream. Yes, iron
for sure.
does sharpen iron. Like, man, a lot of people say why they get on there and they just telling their business and they just because you don't ever know who you can inspire with your story. You never know, you know. People will look at you and say, "Wow, they really going through all that and they still standing strong." Yeah, because
Hmm.
it's two ways out. It's two ways out. It's either you're gonna crash out and you're gonna end up locked up in jail doing prison time and never see your children again or your family, or you gonna end up dead 6 feet under. Which one you gonna choose? Should I crash out and just throw the towel in? Should he do the same? Nah, because we know that our lives are worth living. We have a purpose, and everybody has their own journey. Like I keep saying, like it's people that's probably going through worse than us. You know,
Hmm.
and I look at it like this too. I look at it like everything happens for a reason. It does. Who knows? Who knows what the real reason could be behind all of this? Y'all might end up seeing us on the news or something one day, or seeing us all in the algorithm on YouTube showing Danny TV and King Lou fought against the system so hard that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it
We
brought other
won.
families to justice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. But
Straight up.
honestly, nobody can tell us that we're bad parents because we have a child. We have custody of one of our children, and she was
Almost
born
three
into
years,
this
right?
world, and we were able to
Oh, snap.
keep her.
Almost 3 years.
Yeah, almost. Well, really, almost 2 years.
Well,
But yeah, you know,
yeah, 2 years, but
and
yeah.
and we are
Something like
raising
that.
her the right way. The system hates that. They really wish that they can take her. They really want to take her, you know, but she has angels protecting her, angels all over. It is not meant for her to be. Why would you want a baby in the system, man, for nothing, for no apparent reason? Obviously, we're doing something right, you know?
Straight
Just
up.
make it make sense. You know, make it make sense.
Not, and I wanted to speak to that last comment from Chasen because that is true. And I like how she said tell your story. And like I want to tell a little bit about my story in a very short, timing. And I want to say how I want to talk about how it is hard for me not to go back to the streets sometimes because, I don't like for my family to not have this. I don't like for myself to not have this. I don't like to struggle. I don't like to go without, you know what I mean? So I just want to help the brothers out there that's struggling with, you know, gambling in between going in the streets and doing it the right way and letting God, you know what I'm saying? I just always sit back, I think about my girl, I think about my kids, man, and I just think about, the crime. I think about how easy I could be gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's so sad, in Chicago, because it's like you really never know. Being that the young kid, the babies is dying, and the younger kids is dying. So of course it's like it ain't like you never know. It's like you never know. But man, I push myself into different things. Like I do play basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to rap a little bit. You know what I'm saying? To try to keep myself from, you know what I'm saying? Like doing something to make some money to get some food, man. Cause it's times that we've went through, it was like, man, we got one more day. But it seemed like that one more day it takes so long, to get here that it'd be like, man, I'm just gonna go out here and hit the block, baby, skip it. And it's like, no, she's very good at helping me redirect myself as well. Like, nah, baby, don't do that. And she also uplifting too when she notices that, like I told her, I said, man, like I feel like my family and friends, they don't appreciate how much I've changed into a better person enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people just look at like whatever they judge me off of personally and judge me. But when you look at the old me, and I can show y'all videos of how I used to be, and look at me now, it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of myself every moment. So you can do it, brothers. You brothers can do it. You sisters can do it. Put the guns down, like be patient, struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's gonna get hard. But when you're trying to walk with God, it's the long way. It's gonna take a while. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some time. You know what I mean? It's gonna take some days, weeks, months, maybe even years. You know what I'm saying? But long as you stay with them, it's gonna be okay, man. You know what I mean?
It's literally meant for us to struggle. It's just it's meant for us to struggle, but you know, it's about how you deal with the struggle. Like,
Hmm.
are you gonna get through it, or is you just gonna give up and just run to the streets? Give in, run to the streets, and get it the fast way. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of
Hmm.
these YNs out here, they would prefer to get it the fast way, even if that means risking their lives. And they don't. Unfortunately,
Well,
they
let me
just
ask
don't
you
care.
this. Let me ask you this. I sent a nice question in the chat, and it was from Brenda 93. 61. She said, "How do you rebuild a relationship with a child that was taken away for a period of time?" Um,
Well,
yeah.
I'm not sure if she's talking about us or is she talking about herself, but well, if you're talking about us, the child that we do have, we've had her since I pushed her out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we
Well,
raising
that
her up.
to her question though,
But is if she's talking about, you know what I'm saying, her
right,
situation,
right. That's what I was thinking. Is you talking about like your child getting taken from you from the system, or you just being separated from your child, from your partner or something? Like, what do you mean, like trying to decipher which side of being separated from your child you're talking about? Because I mean, I would just simply just think of just if you need to know what to do to rebuild your relationship with your child, you said, how do you rebuild a relationship with a child that was taken for a period of time? I mean, it's self-explanatory, really. None of us can really teach each other how to parent because we all don't have the same kids. You know what I'm saying? Your daughter might need something different from my daughter. My son might need something different. And what you do with your son and your daughter might be different with mine. You know what I'm saying? But I'll really just say let your kid be a kid and let God guide you through that. You know?
I mean,
Um,
consistency is key too. Just understand them. They've been, if we talking they was taken away from you if they were taken away from you by the father or by the system, either way, it's gonna take a little time. Just
mhm.
stay consistent and just understand where they coming from. Just understand because they've been through a lot. But maybe you can answer to that because you had to rebuild with your mother when you were snatched away from her and raised in the system or by your grandparents. How did it feel for you to have to rebuild your relationship with your mom when you finally was able to get in contact with her?
I mean, it was difficult trying to rebuild my relationship with my parents alone because I was real stubborn. I was real stubborn because like a lot of y'all possibly grew up with y'all parents, probably didn't. But I mean, picture coming home every day, not to your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like wondering where they at. So I feel like it was real hard to build my relationship back with my mom because I literally didn't know who she was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being that I didn't know who she was, I didn't know how to accept her. I didn't know how to let her be my mom, and I damn sure didn't know how to be her son. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's another thing that a lot of kids suffer from. A lot of us sons don't know how to be sons because y'all probably been gone too long, or y'all just didn't let our fathers stay around long enough to show us how to even be young boys to grow into men. You know what I'm saying? So it was rough, man. It was rough. That's all I could say. It was rough. My grandfather helped me. He just was giving me some good advice. Just letting me know, like, man, it's your mom, no matter what. Unfortunately, my mom, she chose she made a lot of bad decisions from losing me from to the system to like doing drugs and being in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So like it was rough. It was rough, man. But it happened, man. I feel like maybe parents should understand that it's gonna be an ugly phase, man. It's gonna be a stage where they're gonna be upset, whatever the case may be. But it'll go away. It'll go away soon. Long as the parent don't give up. You know what I'm saying?
I know that someday they will reunite with our children. So what I always do is when I pray for them, I always ask God to prepare us for that transition. Cause it's not gonna be easy automatically. Like, it's gonna be different for them. They've
Mhm.
been gone away for 6.5,
Quite some
almost 7
time.
years. Hmm?
No, I was saying, yeah, they've been going away for quite some time. So I, you know, I'm sure God gonna give us that guidance when they come back. Um, J Love said, "Is you asking me that?" He said, "So where you at in life now that you're grown? Now that you can't blame your parents?" I ain't never blamed my parents though, bro. I don't know if you Caucasian or black, but like a lot of people just this is something that I struggle with being a black man in America too, because everybody just swear I'm playing a victim or I'm pointing the finger, or it's like, oh, I'm the victim black guy that's just getting racist treatments. Right now, I'm a man of God. I'm something that a lot of people won't be able to say. And I'm not a man of God on camera. I'm a man of God in real life. I walk by faith, not by sight. And I'm not saying this to please you and nobody else in this live stream. I'm just a real testimony of a guy that used to go from hanging on the block, trying to be the tough guy or whatever the case, going to jail and out of jail and all that, to a guy that started going to church by himself, reading the Bible, trying to read scriptures, reading the scripture every morning. I'm reading the scripture every morning with my family. We praying over my daughter every night before she go to sleep. You know what? Where I'm at in my life now, I'm at a point where I'm involved in my daughter's life so heavy. Guess what my daughter be saying, y'all? What she say? She say, "Amen." She know how to communicate through prayer now. She know how to communicate with me to the point where today was a very big milestone. She said, "Okay, daddy." This was the first time she ever said, "Okay, daddy," together. She normally just let me know she hears me by saying, "Okay." But today she was like, "Okay, dad, I understand." So it's like, that's where I'm at in life. Where I'm at in life, I don't care about what people think about me. I don't care if people, you know what I'm saying, talk about my shirt, talk about my, I don't care. That's why I'm at in life. I'm not out here trying to chase an image, an endless image. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to chase an image that like the guy with like the brother was saying in the video, everybody in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry no more. You know what I'm saying? You know. So what's the problem now? You God is the way, bro. I don't God is the way, bro. I'm not finna God bless you though. Um
Facts. God is the
um,
way.
he is. He is,
You
bro.
know,
Like
he
I
is the
don't
way,
I
the
don't know what
truth,
else to
and the
tell you.
light.
Hmm?
And God is, you know what I'm saying, is the way, the truth, and the light. And see, that what you just said, that is the problem that's in Chicago too. A lot of, parents, they don't pray over their children. They don't
Mm-hmm.
pray with the children. The children don't even know who God is. Like, they
Straight
know,
up.
but at the same time they really don't.
They
The,
don't.
the children are becoming so comfortable indulging in sin. They was already born into a world of sin, but they're so comfortable and relaxed, and they think it's
Mm-hmm.
okay, and they don't even understand that it's not. It
They
is the
don't.
parents, man. The parents, man, they gonna be judged for what they doing to these children and how they're incorrectly raising the children. Because in the
Yeah.
Bible it says, "What train a child up in the way that they should go, so they won't depart from it." And that's not what's going on nowadays. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sick and it's sad. Honestly, when I say sick, I really mean that, y'all. Like, it makes me really want to throw up.
Facts.
I promise you, I've never felt so ill, like, looking at the way that people parent. Just talking about it making me nauseous. I ain't gonna lie. And it's
Yeah.
like, these kids are innocent. They don't deserve to be treated the way that they being treated by their parents. I hear them
Mm-hmm.
outside right now. Like, what time is it? 9:15 p.m. They're coming outside later and later and later. I'm telling you. At
Mm-hmm.
once upon a time, they were coming out at 6 p.m. And then it seemed like, as the weeks go on, as the weeks and the months go on, they come out later. Now they're starting to come out at 9 o'clock p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad.
It's crazy,
And the
man.
fact that they know that it's crime, like, they know that the crime rate is so high in Chicago, and it's like, yeah, just go outside, do whatever you want to do, come back in whenever you feel like it, man. Look, it's sad too that these parents that was born and raised in the 80s and the 90s, in the
Mm-hmm.
70s and stuff like that. Look at the way that they raise their kids now, because they always use this excuse of, oh well, I had it hard growing up, so I don't want the same. Nah, but you going about it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the same for my children. So they use that as an excuse to let their kids do whatever the heck they want to do. They use that as an
Right.
excuse to buy their children whatever the heck they want. And then they cuss them out at the same time. You
Mm-hmm.
getting them tablets and iPhones and the newest Jordans, and you want your child to compete with other children in school because you don't want your child to be teased because you don't want to be teased. And I mean, shame.
I
It is a
think the
shame.
physical I think the physical time that parents spend with their kids has just been at an all-time low. You got these kids being raised by tablets. And this is blamed on the mothers and the fathers. They getting raised by tablets, video games, programs, school. They spending very little time that we would spend growing up. Even though I didn't have my parents, but I did have that time with my grandparents, my grandfather. Sitting on the front with him playing catch and doing certain things that parents not doing no more. You know, R.I.P. to OG that died down the street. He used to sit out there with the kids all the time. But he ended up passing away. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's crazy. Then it's like, I mean, the kids are starting to be heavily involved in they being heavily involved in this gang activity now, man. I ain't never seen it before, man.
Eight
It's
and
like, I
nine-year
mean,
olds are in Chicago
yeah,
with pistols on their waistband. 8 and 9.
for
I talk
real.
about this all the time. I'm not lying to y'all. It is just I've never in my life seen nothing like it. And then
It's
the way
real.
that they play outside, y'all know how back then we used to play tag, you're it. Like they play with guns. They
They play
literally
with
are
guns.
are
Yeah.
are playing like they searching for the ops. I'm hearing them. They be running up and down the backyard, about a backyard, the alleyway, and they're running through the alleyway and they're cussing at each other and they like, got your ass, ops, got the ops. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the hell? And then they gripping on their waistband, and it's like, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, and the parents don't care. But like you
Yeah.
said, there was an old man, our neighbor, literally neighbor, next door neighbor, who collapsed and fell on the ground
Yeah, man. I
uh
tried to save him, man.
3 months
Man,
ago,
that
and
was
we were the
crazy.
only ones that came out to try to save him. We thought that he was still alive. This was the same old man that would sit outside and watch over the children, and he would make sure they stay out of trouble. He would make sure that they stay out of trouble. So my husband came home from work that day, and we
Yeah.
was talking about something. We was like, we was going through it that day. Honestly, we was literally going through it. All of a sudden, I happened to look out the window. The old man collapsed and fell. Our neighbor collapsed and fell on the ground. I told my husband, I said, look, forget what we talking about. Let's go out here and check on him. We go out
Yeah.
there, we check on him, and we thought he was still alive. You know what I'm saying? His grandson was standing over him crying. All the kids that was outside that day. Cause he was watching over the kids that day. And all of the
Yeah.
kids, they stood over him and they were crying and they were just like sad. They didn't know what was going on. They was traumatized. So my husband was just pumping his chest and, trying to wake him up. We thought
Right.
that, he collapsed from the heat, but nah, he didn't
Well,
make it,
fortunately,
man.
we thought that he was still alive, but
We thought he was still alive.
he ended up dying on impact when he hit the ground. So when I went
Yep.
out there to try to grab him, it was kind of like he was on his last breath. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard for me because me and him, we would always I always made him laugh. You know what I'm saying? Every time I would see him when I'm coming outside with my family or we going somewhere, we'd say hi, we'll have our good little few little friendly words to each other and he'll laugh or, he'll say something, I'll laugh. But it was very hard for me, being a young brother from the streets of Chicago. I done lost so many people that I know, friends from high school, friends from just growing up. I had one friend that I lost, man. His birthday, I'll never forget, bro. Like his birthday was 4 days before mine, so we used to always spend our birthdays together. So like when my birthday come around, it'd be hard. So um, as I fight my tears right now, like I done lost it, man, I've been through some traumatic stuff, and like everybody keeps saying, like I want to help, I want this, I want are real true life stories to help somebody out there, because like that's the least I can do. I feel like we can do, and being God's chosen, I feel like that's what we supposed to do, man. We supposed to step outside ourselves, put ourselves to the side, man, and kind of try to help people out there in the world. You know, everybody in Chicago ain't gang gang. Everybody in Chicago ain't on that, bro. Like it's a lot of people out here in Chicago, I believe, you know, that's like us. You know what I'm saying? But we us, you know. So I just hope our stories really help y'all, like for real, bro. Cause like, you know, it's people out here going through worse, man. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all, like I did a stream earlier about, black people becoming evil. So you wouldn't even believe this. When we was outside trying to revive the old man because we thought that, he was still alive, y'all would not believe how many black people came outside and watched us
And
and
watch this
watched that
do it.
man. They did not try to pitch in and help. These we talking our own people, own culture. They
Hmm.
pulled out their phones and they started trying to record. And I immediately started snapping. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, excuse my language, y'all, but help us. Help us. What are y'all doing? You're freaking recording? And my husband was like, no, don't worry about them. Let's just do this. Let's just
Hmm.
try to do this. And then next thing you know, here comes the fire department.
Yeah.
They could have saved him too. But they were just so evil,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it was just evil all around us that day. You got people coming outside their houses, standing there watching me and my husband try to pump this man's chest and revive him. We were trying to help him, and they stood around and watched and pull out their phones. The fire department pretty much let him die. Like they really could have helped him.
Man, you know what I think about, man? I think about when I saved the young boy out of the door that day, compared with this situation, because it was very if y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying. It was it was it was a young boy that was stuck in the door. It's a viral video on my wife page. We was riding past, man. It was a young guy. It was a young boy in the door, man. He was screaming, man. It was like 90, almost 100 degrees outside. So me and my wife rolled past, and then we stopped. And she was like, "Baby, go over there." I'm like, "What?" She like, "Go over there." I'm like, "Man, but I don't want." You know, it's crazy in the black community. You got to be careful when you trying to help too, man, because of like even with the example with the older with our neighbor dying, I had to move. You know, I had to move strategically as I'm doing what I'm doing, because like it's just something about being in the black community as a black man. They just people be ready for you to do something wrong so they could blame you or something. So it was kind of like that. But long story short, I ended up like, man, I'm talking about I was afraid for the young boy when I was pulling the door, because I was pulling the locked door, bro. Like I was pulling it, bro, and finally was able to get him out. Then they finally opened the door, came to the door, evil as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy our journey, man. You know what I'm saying? Like our journey, we done been through some times that, man, you would want to catch it on camera, right? You know what I'm saying? Just and not even just to go viral, just to just show like your story to people so they could see like this not a movie, but this like a movie, but it's a real movie that'll help you get closer to God.
Honestly, a lot of people I'm not I'm not sure if anybody know that, but that's really how I originally started gaining a lot of subscribers.
Fact.
That video had got like what, almost 400,000 views. I'm not sure where it's at now, but I
Mhm.
promise y'all that day I was just so mad. I was so mad, and I wasn't doing YouTube. I didn't even know how to do YouTube. I just decided, let me record a video and just post it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Um, I think I was making videos, but I was really making videos about our life at that time. I didn't
Yeah,
care
you
about no
wasn't
views or
you
nothing.
wasn't finna yeah, you wasn't finna you didn't record that to post it. You were just recording it on some like, I can't believe this is going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah. That day I was just irritated. I was so mad that that even happened. You know what I'm saying? Because we sitting up there, we're at the time we fighting the system, still is though, but we was fighting the system. We was going through a lot that day, and we had to go pick our daughter up, one of our children up, because at the time we was getting unsupervised visits or whatever. So as we were riding past, mind you, it's like 100 degrees outside. We riding past, we hear a kid screaming, and I'm like, where is that noise coming from? I'm hearing a child. It sounded like the child was just screaming for help. So he was like, "Oh, there's the boy over there." Mind you, they're literally 5 doors down from us, from where we lived at the time. So next thing I know, I'm like, he was like, "What you want to do? What do you think we should do?" I'm like, "Well, I don't want to ride past. I definitely want to help." So
Hmm.
we jumped out the car, and one of the neighbors that was across the street ran over, and we realized that this little boy that was he looked like he was about 2 or 3 years old, with a pull up on. The diaper was sagging to the floor, pretty much. But he was stuck between the screen door and the main door. Like his chest was literally,
And it was extremely hot, bro.
it
It
was
was hot as
extremely
hell.
hot. The sun was beaming down on his baby, and the sun was beaming down on him, and the metal from the bars was probably burning the hell out of his chest.
Mhm.
His chest was like it was like he was stuck. I don't even know how to explain it. He
Yeah,
was
that shit was
he
crazy.
couldn't squeeze through that. There was no way. It was like we didn't know how to get him out, so my husband used all his strength and broke the screen door. Just broke it.
Yeah, I
And
broke it though.
once you broke it, he flew right into the house,
No,
and
I think she opened the door. I was just finna say, I think she opened the door right
his
once I
little
got him
sister was
out.
standing right there. She was crying. His little sister looked like she was around the same age as him. She had on a diaper too. And she
Yeah.
was just crying because she wanted her brother to, get out of that position. We
Yeah.
don't know how he even got like that, but evidently it was the parents, right? So
Hmm.
once he ran in there and the door shut, we started knocking on the door. The lady came downstairs, the mother. She was young, high off drugs. I mean, she was high. And
She was off
she
of
said,
it
"What do
for
y'all
real.
want?" We was like, "Well, your son, he was stuck between the door. We just had to save him. We just had to pull him out." She was like, "Oh, okay." And just closed the door in our faces and walked off, and it's like
Yeah, she ain't care. She
she
just
did not care.
she was just happy, She was happy she was able to dismiss her so she can go back to doing whatever she was doing. I actually pulled the video up, but I really
I
want
was
y'all to
just
do.
about to ask you if you could pull that video up so they can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'll show them. I'll show them the video we talking about. Right here.
Yeah, we just one thing about us men is we help people. Like we help people literally. Like we don't watch people suffer. That is evil. That's evil.
So I fast forwarded
What
to the
year is
part.
this?
This was 3 years ago,
3 years ago.
and child abuse caught on camera. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her channel so y'all can watch the whole thing. But I just kind of fast forwarded to the part where what we were talking about because it was crazy. It was crazy. Why have children? That was me.
Your mommy here? Is your mommy
Oh
here?
yeah, that was the lady that was like, "Is your mommy here?" That was the lady from across the street. She had tried to help
Here?
us too.
Can you pull the Bennett forward the screen
Oh, like this?
and then turn the full screen on?
Uh, I don't know how I'm doing this like this, but I'm doing it.
No, but I'm not like so scared. I just came out the house. You know what? You know what? This is the same house. My mom walking back and forth in front of the car. And the kids got so much sway. They been right there for a long time. This is the same house that Okay, I need you to start. Can you start it from the beginning?
Well, we not finna watch the whole thing, baby. I wanted them to go watch it. I just wanted to show them the part.
Oh,
You
true.
know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Make
show
sure
them that
y'all go
little
check
part.
out that video.
Yeah, I fast forwarded y'all, so I just wanted to really show y'all this main part.
Just can't. I don't know what the hell going on. How you doing? I think your son was hiding between the door. He was right there for a long time, crying. Y'all left us behind. No, I was trying to let you know that your kid was like that between that door. What the fuck?
Crazy.
These the same kids from yesterday, y'all. The little boy, as you can see, I don't know if y'all can see him.
Crazy.
The little boy got stuck in between the screen door and the main door.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Man,
and
look,
then they
man.
tried to escape and leave with the kids. Mind you, I mean that
I
house was
mean,
a house of horrors
you
because
can hear old girl how snotty she was. She was just ready to get in. She was ready to get into it with either you or the other chick. You know, she ain't really care about
she was
nothing
like,
that we
"Are
had.
y'all looking for somebody?
Yeah, she
Evidently, we
ain't
just
care.
saved your child from being, pretty much
She ain't care.
dying."
She ain't care. You know what I'm saying? So,
But that's the problem. That's what I'm saying is the parenting because that is the same house, like I said in the video,
but
where a year,
do you think
huh?
them was her kids though? I think she was babysitting.
No, I believe those were her kids
She
because
was young. She looked young. What would you say? I think I would say she looked like she was about 20 years old or something, man. Probably younger than that.
I would probably say like 22. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
23. Who knows? But at the same time, that was the same house where a year or two prior
Fact.
to that, a child got killed. I don't know what happened to the baby inside the house, but they wheeled that baby out in a body bag. I would never forget that day. It was like very crazy to see something like that. And the whole
Mhm.
family was outside screaming and crying, screaming and crying. That was the same house. The fact that she didn't care about dead baby boy almost dying from being,
Didn't give
and the
a fuck.
fact that, the sickening part about it is, you know, um, when that baby was wheeled
Mhm.
out in a body bag a year or two prior, um, the police they came over there, they was checking around the house around that same time, and then, um, couple years later when we saved another baby, the new child out the doggone door, we called the police. They come an hour later, literally an hour later. They knocked on the door and they left. That's all they did. We told them that y'all need to do a well-being check and see what's going on over there. Cause we don't want to
They
see
ain't
another
really
baby
care.
being wheeled out.
Police
Yeah.
ain't really care, man.
They
Lazy.
didn't care. CPD just don't care, man. Y'all gotta know, man. That's why so much crime and everything going on. CPD don't care. The mayor don't care. Evidently, the governor don't either. And the parents, they are horrible, y'all.
Definitely don't.
You know. But I definitely we don't want to stay too long on here all night, y'all. So we just want to drop by and tell y'all something about us, tell y'all how hard black men really got it, even though we really ain't touch it all the way. But
Hmm.
appreciate everybody for coming through. Um,
We still got we do want to let y'all know we still got different topics from our podcast. We got a podcast called the Real Talk Podcast where we pick out, we ball up, we got a lot of different topics balled up in the bag, and we just pick one, and then so basically this was another banger live for y'all. And this just motivated me to motivate me and my lady to start our podcast live streams again, and just keep pushing the message. But it's a pleasure for you to even let me be on your channel. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate, what I'm saying, that you let me be on here for real.
we doing this together. And shout out to Sleepy Montana. Shout out to you. I
Shout out to
appreciate you
Sleepy,
for that day
man.
too, bro.
I'm waiting for my
Um,
beat, bro. I'm waiting for my beat, bro. No,
we
I'm just
waiting
playing.
for some wing stop too. Who anybody want to help us get some wing stop?
Anybody want to send us some wing stop? You know what I'm saying? We'd take a five piece, three-piece. No, I'm just playing. But no, I ain't gonna lie. Like for real. I love y'all, all y'all, everybody chasing, everybody in the
Yeah.
comments, man. We love y'all, bro. We appreciate y'all for being here. This ain't for no clout or nothing, y'all. I want to help. My wife want to help, and we just want y'all to hear our journey, man. And maybe you know what? My wife was saying that she was gonna do a live dedicated to y'all and let y'all come up so we can hear y'all's journeys, hear how y'all journeys going, because everybody journey different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely coming soon for real though. No lie.
Yeah, I actually was gonna do a live soon, maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. And I was going to have my husband drop the link, and anybody can join in, just like how he joined in on here. Anybody can join in and talk about whatever the topic is, whatever, you know,
Right.
or y'all journey
Right.
or whatever the case may be. Um,
Hmm.
but anyway, yeah, I appreciate everybody, y'all. Appreciate y'all for being here.
Straight up.
Make sure y'all subscribe to both channels. Actually, if you're not subscribed, stay in tune. Appreciate you, Chasing Travels, everybody, Derek, everybody. Um,
Fact.
but we'll be back on here, y'all, maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. Just
Hmm.
stay tuned and nevertheless, wake them folks up.